couple of items that I picked up from Walmart in the Profusion line and whether or not I would recommend them to you. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, stick around and we're going to get started right now. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the Profusion Blush 1 palette, and it looks like this. This was around $5. You get 6 different shades, and they do have a Blush 2 palette for deeper skin tones. So this I think would work for light to medium skin tones, and then the other one would work for medium to deep. I do like the formula. I don't feel like they're too dry or too wet. However, there are some that have like some sparkles built into them, and so that glittery effect I don't think looks very nice on the cheeks. I found that when I was using this shade down here, Popular, that you were able to sort of tap off the excess and some of that like glitter went away and you got a little bit smoother of a color. I am actually wearing that shade on my cheeks today. I think the cheek products are very nice and they have good colors, good tones to pick from, but I don't feel like they last on my cheeks all day. Whenever I go to work, when I come home after like 10 to 12 hours at work, I don't see this as richly pigmented as I did when I put it on first thing in the morning. So I do like it for $5. I don't think that it's a bad price point, but if you're looking for something to stay all day, this is not your guy. I will insert some swatches of each of these palettes as well so that you can get a chance to see what they look like on my particular skin tone to see if that would be beneficial for you. The next thing that I want to talk about is the Highlight and Contour 1 kit. And again, this is a kit where there is a Highlight and Contour 2, and that would be for darker skin tones. This one obviously is for light skin tones. You do get these 3 shimmery, glittery kind of highlights up here. You've got a matte light color here, and then 2 sort of contour shades here. This shade in the center I really do like because I think that it works well for my skin tone, and I've tried these 2 highlighters. This one's a little bit too deep for me, but these 2 highlighters are very, very glittery. If you can see on my cheeks, I did apply this highlighter and it is super, super glittery. Like, this is not what I would normally be happy with going out. It does last a long time, which is good and bad, considering that the formula is not my favorite. For $5, I feel like with these 2 shades down here to use as sort of bronzer contour shades, that's my money's worth. I do occasionally use this to sort of set and brighten some areas, but these top shades are a pass for me just because they're too glittery. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Wanderlust palette, and it looks like this. It is one of the things that I think I hear the most about whenever I hear people talking about the Profusion line. This is the palette that I feel like people talk about the most. And it has a great variety of some neutral tones, some greens, some blues, purples, and pinks. It does come with a brush. The brush is actually super soft, and I did use it a variety of times whenever I was applying the makeup, the eyeshadow. I do feel like it gave good color payoff, it blended nicely, so I would definitely continue to use this brush. Now for the colors, let me see if I can show you a little bit closer here, and I will insert some swatches again so that you guys can see what those look like, at least on my skin tone. But you do get a pretty good mix. Now for this palette, I feel like there are some things that are really, really good quality and some that are really, really a miss. So the shades that I would say would be the ones you would want to go towards would be Majesty, Jade, Enigma, Stormy, Regal, Retro, and Go Girl, Splash, and Chill. If those are shades that you're drawn to in this palette, I think they're very good quality. You get good application, good color payoff, they blend out nicely, they make nice looks. And I'll insert some looks that I've done with this palette so that you're able to see kind of some different things that you can do with this palette to really take it in different directions. The disappointing shades for me were Illusion, Frosting, Gravity, Love Story, Nimbus, and Serious. There was a couple of shades in this palette that I think were just okay, which were Tranquil, Coast, Statement, and Nostalgia. So again, depending on which colors you're most drawn to in this palette may determine whether or not this palette would be a good choice for you. It is $10, so it's not a huge investment, and I think if you're going more towards those greens and blues, you're going to be super satisfied. I did put a look together today using the blue splash color, which is right there in the palette, and then Chill in my inner corner, which is this kind of light gold color. And then I used Enigma a little bit in the outer crease just to kind of darken things up. And I have Statement and Nostalgia in sort of the crease and above towards the brow bone. I did put a little bit of Illusion in the uppermost part of my brow bone, like to highlight, but I'm not sure that that's going to pick up on camera. So I definitely think that this palette gives you an opportunity to provide a lot of different looks. You can go in lots of different directions. Is it travel friendly? Probably not so much because it's so big. Like, it's big. It's sturdy though. So if you were thinking to take it traveling, I think you could really easily. It's a hard plastic case, so it does have, you know, some good sturdy support. And I definitely think if you're going for the blues and greens, you would be very happy with this palette. If you're more of a neutrals person or you're looking for those bright pops of pink and purple, this is not the palette for you. I'm going to show you some of the looks that I did with the Wanderlust palette so you can get an idea of the range and capability of this eyeshadow palette. So now that you've gotten a chance to see everything, I definitely think that for the money, in a pinch, these are good buys. If you're somebody who has a pretty big collection, you can probably pass over these. These are not something that you have to purchase. But if the colors intrigue you, I definitely think that you would be happy with the color payoff from some of the shades in the eyeshadow palette. The blushes and the highlights, I like the blushes. They don't last super long, but if you're not needing to wear them all day long, then it's a fine choice. The highlights I think are a little bit too glittery for my taste. Again, you can see they kind of go a little crazy. But otherwise, you know, they're not bad. So it really just depends on whether or not this is something that you think would add to your collection, or if you think that this would be money not so well spent. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please feel free to leave a comment down below telling me if you're thinking about trying anything from this line, if you have tried anything from this line, the stuff that you like, and maybe that'll give me some guidance the next time I'm over at Walmart. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!